Okay, it won't be long. I'm just setting up the live stream. Okay, I think we're nearly there. Looking good. Let's just check the volume levels before we get going. Yep, that's looking good. Okay, so we are at Los Angeles International today, and we're going to go and have a look around it. This is the new version of Los Angeles International that Inibuilds will very soon be selling. If we go and have a very quick look at the Inibuilds
American 1020,
store,
contact departure.
We can see...
Go to departure, American 1020.
It isn't actually out yet. It's not even being listed yet. Okay. So this is your first chance to see it. They sent me an email with the invitation to have a look at it early today. So this is one of their premium airports that's come in for 2024, that's using some of the new features of 2024. So if we just... We're going to go for a fly around the airport with the drone camera. So you can see it's got load on demand to put more and more detail in the closer you get to things. So we'll fly around quite low down to the ground. And the reason they've obviously gone after doing this is because this is a colossal airport. It's like a city. So we've got Lufthansa Cargo down here in the corner of the airport. It's just the level of detail throughout is just ridiculous, really. But we're going to fly around the airfield first. Just having a look at the craziness on show here. So we've got DHL. Various buildings are no doubt accurately portrayed. FedEx logistics building over here. With truck after truck lined up. And we've got UPS next door. And Korean Air Cargo next door to that. So you know, this goes on for several miles, by the way, so I'm going to speed up a bit, otherwise we're going to be here all day. So as you can see, there is some concessions here that I imagine in the real world that does go underneath the airport, but it doesn't here. So we've got the building for Atlantic here. So, you know, the level that this has gone to is really quite remarkable. So we carry on down. So we got Qantas Freight. And there's an interesting Spirit of 76. DC-6 parked up there. So we're just going along the cargo side of the airport. I'm going to pick the speed up a bit, otherwise we're going to be here all day. So this is just down the cargo side of the airport. This isn't even the complicated side of the airport. But as you can see, it is quite mad. So the closer you get to things, they obviously get better and better. So yeah, it's a class apart, isn't it? So looking down at the lights here for the
Ring 9er Alpha Zulu, clear to land.
Clear to land, Ring 9er Alpha Zulu.
Stingray, 9er Alpha Zulu, please repeat.
So I've got say intentions running in the background, if you're wondering.
Reporting on final base legs, the man on runway 6 left, 3 miles out.
So yes, I've installed this from Inibuilds. Just looking at the live stream comments, I've removed the Asobo version. Or disabled it is the way to put it. In 2024 you disable the stock airports. So let's come back round. So we're coming along the... no, where are we? Coming along the west side of the airport. You can see lots of parking down this end. We're going to loop around the whole of the circumference of the airport, and then we'll go into the middle where the complicated stuff is. So obviously you can see there's 2 runways over this side. We've got runways 6 left and right. Got the freeway over there alongside us. Let's speed the drone camera up a little bit, because we're going to go and have a good look around all those buildings in the middle of the airport in a moment. So some of the bigger terminals have actually got their innards have been modelled in ridiculous detail. So we'll get to see that. The various monorails have been modelled. This looks like an interesting structure down here. I wonder what this is. This is power generation maybe. It's got cat logos on it, but... So you can see nearby buildings have been modelled as well. They're obviously within or near the Hyatt Regency is there. What do we got here? Oh, it's the LAX sign for the road on the way in. We'll come back and have a look at that in a few moments. Because obviously, yeah, we can come along this road. Look, it's got all the trees on it. But all of the major hotels are in here and modelled in with the scenery. So we've got the Marriott Hotel, we've got the Inibuilds building, the Hilton, and then we're out to the far end of the airport in this corner. Okay, so let's make our way slowly back up and we'll have some fun with it, shall we? Looking at the palm trees, car park. United service hangar. And then we've got one of the terminals. This looks like a business one. It's a lot smaller than it's a lot smaller than the big passenger
Hotel
terminals.
Oscar Delta unable now. Refer to charts and NIBIDs. Hotel Oscar Delta contact departure.
Hotel Oscar Delta contact departure.
Okay, so it's starting to get a bit more complicated. So we'll come in through the middle. And you can see there's just monorails and passenger walkways everywhere. Obviously you can go down inside them, replicate the real world. But it's just a colossal structure, isn't it? This is just one of the terminals. This one doesn't have the insides modelled, but some of the others do. So when we get to them, I'll show you those. It's craziness, isn't it? The whole thing. So we're zigzagging our way along the airfield. So I have turned off the traffic, so what you're seeing on the ground has come in as static aircraft, I think. But it seems to have a fair amount of intelligence. If I turn AI aircraft on, this place will light up like a Christmas tree. But I wanted it to show you it, you know, in its kind of stock static configuration, without any multiplayer, without any AI aircraft anywhere. So you're seeing it on a very quiet day. Should we go and have a look up at the control tower? So they've simplified this quite a lot. That might even be a load on demand glitch with it not loading the chairs and stuff in. But bearing in mind you wouldn't ever see it. I'm not going to get too strung up about it. It's worth pointing out, yeah, this is not out yet. So it's probably unfinished. So we'll carry on down. I mean, look at these structures, just how complex it all is. And all of the routes for the trains, they're all in here. It is mad, isn't it? Obviously, if we scoot through the wall, we can see the passenger experience and all the signage is here, the waiting boards. It's craziness. It really is. So we're slowly heading towards the first of the terminals that we're going to go and look around inside. I will turn the AI aircraft back on later just so you get to see them. So we're just spinning around slowly towards the terminal. You can see the insides exist inside this terminal. So anybody who knows LAX is probably going to get real deja vu feelings as we come into here. Let's come in at head height. Slow the camera down a bit so it's not quite so jerky for you. It's impressive stuff, isn't it? It's a 747 parked up waiting. Should we have gone to piano? Even the interiors look, they're fake 3D, but it still looks very impressive. It's nicely done. So carrying on in a straight line. Start to move a little bit more quickly, otherwise we are going to be all day just in this one building. So I'm being asked, do I use these airports? I actually leave them in the community folder, and yeah, it loads them on demand when you get near them. If you're not near them, then they don't get loaded. Let's go and have a look at the resolution of the signs. Yep, you can read them. What about the normal signage? Yeah, it's good enough to read. It's not the sharpest I've seen, but you wouldn't expect that with this size of airport because it's already just colossal. My machine is struggling with this. It's worth pointing out. So this is running a 4090 GPU and it's struggling. But that may be more to do with the architecture of the simulator, and Inibuilds just pushing it and pushing it to see how far they can go. Because we're still in the same building that we've been in for the last few minutes. And this is only one of the buildings on the airfield. So we're going to come further down the airfield to the next terminal. And we'll have a look in this one as well. So this is the American Airlines service hangar. And next door to it, we've got another terminal. So we're going to fly in through the window at this end and have a look around it. It's mad, isn't it? It really is. So what's the quality of the people like? So when you get really close to them, they're actually very, very good, aren't they? Okay. Now, this is quite a tall building, so I'm just going to look. Okay, yeah, so we're not into the full part of the building yet. We'll go this way. So there's a cafeteria area and some tiers up here, so we'll go up and have a look. It's ridiculous, isn't it? So obviously some of these are signature pieces of the building that they've recreated to the nth level. So this is a DNA strand by the look of it. Or supposed to be reminiscent of it, I'm guessing. So we'll carry on down.
United 1425, contact departure.
Contact departure, United 1425.
United 1425, roger, contact departure.
This is mental, isn't it? It's absolutely crazy. Speed up a little bit. Okay. So those are the two detailed hangars, or sorry, terminals. But you can see when you look around the furniture outside of them, it's really nicely done. Even down to all this sort of stuff. It's very clever. The amount of work that must go into these, I just can't even imagine. So, further down, we've got a tank farm down this end of the airfield. And again, modelled in ridiculous detail. So when you get close to these spiral stairs and all kinds of things. It's really nicely done. Okay, so having had a spin around the airport, we'll just go back over the middle. We're parked down on the left on the far side, so we'll come back down over the tower and central area, the car parks, I'm guessing. And the railway lines. Do my best to follow the railway line. And we're eventually going to come back round to my little aeroplane. So just before we do this, there's something I want to go look at. When I started the video, I noticed while my camera was up in the air, a lot of small aeroplanes on the ground alongside me.
Japan Air 1015, contact departure.
There they are down here.
Contacting departure, Japan Air 1015.
There's a museum. So there's a DC-3 there, there's a P-38 Lightning. That looks very much like the X-1 on the corner of the field here. It's difficult with some of them to tell them apart with it being such low resolution. There's a Harvard down here by the look of it. Either that or it's a torpedo bomber, not quite sure. There's a... Now, if that's what I think it is, it has no place being in the US, but it's difficult to see what it is from here. It looks very similar to a Javelin. Anyway, let's go and find our aeroplane, and we'll go and power the aeroplane up and go for a taxi round and actually depart the airfield. So obviously that museum was just here from the photogrammetry, but I'd spotted it earlier and I wanted to go and have a closer look. Should we just have a little look at the rotunda place in the middle first? I gather from what people have told me, is this a... I'm not sure what this actually is in the real airport, or what function it serves. Is it a restaurant underneath here? Anyway, we will get away from here eventually. Our airplane was over here, wasn't it? You see our little CRJ is sat quietly waiting at the terminal. So, if we press Shift and X, we are inside our aeroplane, and we can, if we get this view sorted out before we do this, and go to Aircraft and open door. Get to see the doors open for a change. And we're going to go and connect the ground power cart to the aeroplane, and then we're going to start working through the checklist to go and get the aeroplane ready. So I've loaded the wrong document on my copy of my own checklist. Here we go. So Shift and 3 takes us overhead. So battery master to on. DC service can go to on because we have external power. Nav lights can go to on. Emergency lights can go to armed. Other way. IRS section, so we can do this from the cockpit actually. Lift this up. We can go and switch the radios to system number 1 and turn them on. Then overhead we can go and put the fuel on for the opening up the vent for the APU, and then start the APU. So we're going to look behind, see the APU firing up. So Shift and 6 takes us to the ECAM section. Oh, that was just to monitor the APU. You can see the monitor coming up here. So you'll hear, I don't know if you hear beeps when the APU gets enough power up. I can't remember. But you'll see all the other systems come on. There they go. So once the APU is up and running, we can go over to here and remove the ground power cart. Then we can go overhead again and put no smoking on. And the seatbelt signs. Put the windshield heating to low. We can go and see if there are any warnings happening. Yes, they are. Obviously, it's just telling us there's power onto the aeroplane. And then we can go into here. So pause init. Next page. We haven't quite got the GNS positions yet, so give it a few seconds for it to align. As soon as they light up, we'll go and borrow them, or borrow one of them. It's taking a few seconds to line up, isn't it? It's usually a bit quicker than that. Here it comes. Pick up the position, previous page, drop it into set position for the aircraft, put in KLAX as our reference airport of where we are, then go to flight plan, and we're going to be going from KLAX to KSFO, KSFO, drop that in. And we're not going to put the route in. We're going to go and do it via Simbrief. So if we come into flight plan and say import from OFP, we can see KLAX to... it hasn't got the full... that's interesting, it doesn't give you the end-to-end on here, does it? But we can obviously view it in here. KLAX to KSFO. Very good. And we can send that to the FMS. We can also set payload and fuel by the same token. So if we come in here now, this has gone to the legs page automatically, so we just press execute. It hasn't done the SID and the star, obviously, so we can come in and do departure, and then we can go refer to what we've got in Simbrief. So we're doing the summer 2 from 24 left. So runway 24 left and summer 2. So next page, next page, next page, summer 2, there it is. Has it got a transition on it? Stocked. Is there one called stocked? Yes, there is. Execute. And then we can go back to the index, go for the arrival into San Francisco. We're doing the Surf R4 into 28 left. So ILS 28 left.
United 1225, welcome to Los Angeles. Contact ground on 131.975.
Surf R4. And there's Archie and Eddie on the... yeah, it doesn't name one of those here, so we don't use one. And we just say execute. Unless there was on the next page. Faith and
You're leaving the Bravo airspace.
No.
Remain outside the Bravo. Squawk VFR. Frequency change approved.
Okay, so we can go back into flight plan, go to performance initialization. What cruise level? 40,000 feet. Wow, that's high. Drop that in and put the fuel in. We've got 3355. And execute the change. And we can go next page and next page, and that's all looking fine. The other thing you need to do in here is go into aircraft and performance, not aircraft. And you can just say set all across the board in here. We've got maximum takeoff weight exceeded. So set payload in simulator. We can copy the data from here to the FMS. I didn't know that. Init fuel in simulator. It doesn't like it, does it? But anyway, we're going to ignore the max takeoff weight and we'll see if we get off the ground. And we'll say set all on here, and that will set our numbers on the indicated airspeed. Okay. So we've done everything we needed to. Let's go and have a look in the legs page, see if there's any discontinuities. There shouldn't be. Oh, there's one. So we can just pull that back up, execute. It's just a gap between the standard terminal arrival route and the approach. Next. Execute. That's all looking fine. Obviously you could do a gross flight plan check. I'm not going to do the whole flight though, I'm just going to take off. The main reason for coming here today was to look at the airport. So I thought if we get the airplane up and running, we can go and taxi around the airport and then take off. So FMC, we've done all of that stuff. So we can do pushback and engine start. We could play the game with talking to say intentions if we wanted to. So first thing you would do typically is go and get your weather.
4 left.
So we talk to
4
ATIS
right.
and we can see information Bravo.
Advise on initial contact. You have information Bravo.
So we can go to clearance. We could say what plane are we? We're November 504 Golf Juliet, and we are a CRJ. So if you remember, it's the whole idea is say intentions. We have to talk to clearance and say what information we have to begin with, and then they'll begin the conversation with us typically. We can request clearance immediately if we want to, but normally you just start the conversation with your the information you have. So did I say, I can't even remember now. Bravo.
Visibility 10.
So we're looking at information Bravo, which means that it's just because the weather rotates on it's updated on I think it's an hourly basis. So that tells them what weather information you've got versus what they've got. Los Angeles clearance. CRJ November 504 Golf Juliet with information Bravo. They were very quiet, weren't they?
Delta 2267, radio check. Delta 2267 with information X-ray on board, ready to copy IFR clearance to San Francisco.
CRJ 504 Golf Juliet, Los Angeles clearance cleared to San Francisco via the Summer 2 departure, then as filed. Climb and maintain 4000. Expect flight level 40010 minutes after departure. Departure on 124.3 squawk 4257. Expect runway 24 left.
Cleared to San Francisco via the Summer 2 departure, then as filed. Climb and maintain 4000. Expect flight level 40010 minutes after departure. Departure on 124.3 squawk 4257. Expect runway 24 left. Oh, I should have said my call sign then. I'll probably get a read back.
CRJ 4 Golf Juliet, read back correct.
Hooray.
Contact ground on 121.75.
Contacting ground 12175 504 Golf Juliet. So we are now free to go and do all of this stuff in our own time. So we're going to go and set our target altitude to 4,000 feet. We need to go and set the transponder to 4257. I wish it had a keypad. Altitude on, it's all fine, it's just squawking. Return. Oh, it comes back on its own. Anything else we need to know here? No, it's all good. So we can get on with everything else. So when we take off, we'll go, I know that the speed mode in this is horrendous. So I'm going to go for vertical speed mode. So we're going to put in about 2,500 feet a minute for the initial climb. And then go heading mode as well. We can obviously use nav, but we'll go heading mode. We'll put it on the runway direction. So we're departing runway 24, so 240 degrees. We can go nav as well. So as soon as it picks up the GPS track, it will drop heading and just go nav mode automatically. Okay, we can go start the engines. Oh, we need to do pushback as well. So we'll pretend we've got the passengers on and we'll go back to the aircraft and remove the ground power unit. APU's been running for a little while. Close the doors, remove the wheel chocks.
Captain, the cabin is secure. All passengers are aboard.
Los Angeles ground, CRJ November 504 Golf Juliet, requesting pushback and start.
We hope you enjoy flying with us. Before takeoff, we would like to encourage all passengers to watch our cabin crew display the safety features of the
Does this have any sort of
CRJ 4 Golf Juliet, pushback and start approved, tail south.
Pushback and start approved, tail south, Golf Juliet. I'm just looking to see if we have any pushback controls. I can't remember if I saw any or not. Don't think you do. Anyway, so we'll just go and look outside and we'll be pushed back to whatever they do with us.
Los Angeles ground, United 2405, request push and start.
United 2405, push and start approved, tail east.
Push and start approved, tail east, United 2405.
So I'm just reading the live stream, and Bravo Mike is saying about, yeah, the value he gets from the detailed airports is taxiing around, getting ready for takeoff, and when you're sat looking at the terminal out of the window while you're getting ready, and this is the same for me. So park and brake off. So are they going to end up with us facing south? No, then... Oh yes, facing south, yes. But is that correct for where we want to go? No. That's a dead end. So we're going to have to do a U-turn in a moment. Tail to the south, wasn't it, they said. So I'm going to press Alt and P to stop the truck because it's going the wrong way. There's not much I can do about that in the sim. So I'm going to let the truck pull away from us, and while it's pulling away we're going to go overhead, put the beacon light on, go and put the boost pumps on, and then start the engines. So we hold the buttons in, and wait for the engines to come up to speed. So you can see that happening down here. Okay, let's go, and while we're waiting for that, we'll go and arm the thrust reversers as well. Waiting for the engines to come up. If we go and look outside, you can see it getting noisy and hot out the back of the aeroplane.
Please remain in your seats with your seatbelts fastened and your seats in the upright position.
Okay, so engines are up and running. So we can go overhead and we can turn off the APU and close the door on it. And we can go and turn the hydraulics on. And the air conditioning. And then we can turn recycling the air on as well. So down on the pedestal we can go and turn on the yaw dampers and the stab trims and the Mac trim. And we should see the stab trim turn around in a moment. Give it a few seconds. There it goes. So we've done the yaw dampers, done the stab trim, done the Mac trim. We've armed the thrust reversers. We just need to get the flaps into takeoff position, which will be usually about 20 degrees. So you'll see the flaps moving, and that will probably result in a takeoff config. Okay. I would imagine. Oh, we need to arm the nose wheel steering. I forgot that. It's on my list. It's in front of me. I just hadn't done it. Okay, let's release the parking brake. Takeoff config OK. Look, as soon as we release the parking brake. So we need to do a bit of a U-turn here. So I'm going to swing out to the right.
Bonanza 1 Alpha Whiskey, contact Los Angeles Tower on 120.95 when ready for departure.
Push approved and request runway 7 right for departure, American 2366.
So I'm just going to turn ourselves round and up us on the parking brake and then talk to ground again and say we're ready to go. There's something very odd going on with this. I'm just gonna... I've had this happen the last few days. If I go and pull the plug on the head tracker and then give it a second and plug it back in, it will suddenly start behaving itself. And there it goes. Still not behaving properly. Right, so shift space, Alt 8 will centre it up. Now it's behaving. Isn't that odd? We need to talk to ground again, don't we? But before we do that, let's go and I'm going to pull up Navigraph because it will give us a better chart of the ground beneath us. So if we go, and also in here, we haven't loaded the flight plan in. So if we go File, Open from Simbrief, download it, create the flight plan in LittleNavMap. So there it is. So we are almost on top of the runway we're departing from, look. So it's the tiniest taxi ever. So we'll load the same plan into Simbrief as well, into Navigraph as well, sorry. So import port from Simbrief. And that one. So there's the flight plan. And it's got everything up to the approach, which is fine. So we can go and see the airport diagram. So they should be talking to us about Delta and Echo, or Echo 7. Who knows which turn they will use. Okay. Actually, let's look at the plan as we talk to them. Los Angeles ground. CRJ 504 Golf Juliet requesting taxi to runway 24 left.
CRJ 4 Golf Juliet, taxi to runway 24 left via Delta 7, contact tower on 120.905 when ready for departure.
Okay, that's fairly straightforward then, isn't it? Taxi to 24 left via Delta 7, contact tower 124.95 when ready for departure. CRJ Golf Juliet. Oh, we need to put a taxi light on. Let's do things at least a little bit correctly here.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has advised that we are now cleared to take off.
CRJ 4 Golf Juliet, contact tower on 120.905, so long.
Just pause. I'm trying not to do too many things at once here. Contacting tower 124.95. Good day. Let me get our bearings of where we are, where we're going. So taxiing to Echo 7. Let's come off the parking brake. We don't really need to talk to the tower until we're holding short though. We don't do it during the taxi typically because they don't want to know us until we're waiting to go. So we're going to come up on Echo 7. Los Angeles Tower, CRJ November 504 Golf Juliet, holding short, Echo 7 for departure, runway 24 left.
CRJ 504 Golf Juliet, Los Angeles Tower, runway 24 left, winds 215 at 13. RNAV Del Rey, cleared for takeoff.
Cleared for takeoff, CRJ 504 Golf Juliet. So, lights come on as we come onto the runway. Strobes go on. Could put the logo lights on as well if we want. It's a sunny day though. Normally you wouldn't do that unless it's dark. So we didn't get much of a taxi round to look at the airport, did we? I didn't actually look to see where the flight plan was going to put us. I anticipated we might go on a magical mystery tour, but not today. I'll put the rear-facing camera on as soon as we get off the ground. So we've been given clearance, so we may as well do a rolling takeoff. So throttles to toga. And plane's lifting on its own. Gear up. Just trimming it nose down a bit. It's going a bit mental. So, autopilot engaged. It's gone to nav mode. I'm going to turn off head tracking because we want to keep an eye on this.
CRJ 4 Golf Juliet, contact departure on 124.3.
Contacting departure 124.3 CRJ Golf Juliet. Los Angeles departures CRJ Golf Juliet departing as filed for San Francisco.
SoCal approach, November 472 Romeo X-ray, 3000 heading for 3200 heading to KPOC.
CRJ 504 Golf Juliet, SoCal departure, radar contact, cleared direct and knee. Climb and maintain flight level 200.
Climb and maintain flight level 200, CRJ Golf Juliet. Whoa, we've gone way too fast. I need to recalibrate the throttles on this. It's a bit too powerful. When you're multitasking, it makes it a bit of a nightmare. So there's 20,000 feet, and then we can go speed mode and tell it to do 250 knots all the way. So we'll put it back into climb detent on the engines. We don't need the reversers anymore. We don't need the taxi lights anymore. This is where it gets a bit hairy, where you're doing the job of several people at once. Yeah, so King Bob has got it absolutely right in the live stream chat. I didn't set the takeoff trim. So it's over here, look, stabilator trim. And obviously the autopilot's doing it now, but I hadn't gone and preset it. I need to put that on my checklist so I don't forget it. Okay, so let's have a look behind us. Oh, it's a bit late already. It's miles away. We are shifting. So we've set the aeroplane for 250 knots. It's actually doing it better today than it did it yesterday. We're coming up through 7,000 feet. So landing lights come off at 10,000 feet, and then we're on our way to San Francisco. How are we going to get to
CRJ 4 Golf Juliet, climb and maintain flight level 250.
Climb and maintain flight level 250, CRJ 504 Golf Juliet. 25,000 feet. So they're clearing us higher and higher as we come out. Coming up to 9,000 feet. I thought I'd set the live weather on, but it's saying maybe it is 1013 hectopascals, but that's the standard barometric pressure. That's a bit odd. So here comes 10,000 feet, so landing lights off. And then we're US, so 18,000 feet will be barometric pressure to standard, but it is already, so maybe we just lucked into it. So you can just about see LAX behind us in the mist. Coming through dark, we have to be below 12,000. We've blown the altitude restriction.
CRJ 4 Golf Juliet. Contact Los Angeles departure on 125.2.
Contacting Los Angeles departure 125.2 CRJ Golf Juliet. Los Angeles departure CRJ 504 Golf Juliet with you climbing to flight level 250.
CRJ 504 Golf Juliet, Los Angeles departure. Good afternoon, Santa Monica, altimeter 29.901.
There we go, that was just informational. We don't have to respond. Let's have a look on the map.
CRJ 504 Golf Juliet, Los Angeles departure, climb and maintain flight level 330.
Climb and maintain flight level 330, 504 Golf Juliet. So that's 33,000 feet we've been cleared up to now. That's a click spot. Does that put the numbers on here, I wonder? Why is that a click spot? How strange. Never noticed that before. I wonder if it's got some finesse where you can actually... No, the pointer stays on the whole time you're over it. So yeah, now we've come through 18,000 feet, look, it's expecting us to put this to standard. So we press it and it stops flashing. It doesn't change to say STD there though, which is a bit annoying. But maybe the real plane's like that. So there's no way of knowing if you've done it or not. So let's go and press the flight plan button and the legs button and have a little play and see what we've got. So obviously these are independent screens and so are the navigation displays. So you can configure them differently on each side of the cockpit. As you'll see, this one is warning us about the barrow. And there we go.
CRJ 4 Golf Juliet, climb and maintain flight level 380.
Climb and maintain flight level 380, Golf Juliet. 38,000 feet we've been cleared up to now, way ahead of us even getting there. So we're still in climb engine mode. So it's got detents, it's got this fade-X throttle system. So we leave it on climb and, well, we don't want spoilers, just accidentally hit them with the mouse. And it runs it, yeah, about 85% on N1, 87% N2.
CRJ 4 Golf Juliet, contact Los Angeles Center on 132.6.
Contacting Los Angeles Center 132.6 504 Golf Juliet. Los Angeles Center CRJ 504 Golf Juliet with you climbing to flight level 380 as filed to San Francisco.
CRJ 504 Golf Juliet, Los Angeles Center. Good afternoon.
There we go. Saying intentions is good, isn't it? When it works nicely, it really does make you feel like you're not up here on your own. With all the different voices and different accents on the channels, and they are, you know, broadly appropriate for the area of the world you're in. So we've had, you know, lots of American voices on there. We just obviously had a British one. It's very, very cool. it obviously knows about our Simbrief flight plan. So therefore the controllers know about the Simbrief flight plan. It has integration. So let's zoom out a little bit on the display here. Yeah, so we are going to be at 40,000.
CRJ 504 Golf Juliet, Los Angeles Center. Climb and maintain flight level 400.
Climb and maintain flight level 400, 504 Golf Juliet. So that should be our last dealings with ATC for a little while, unless we change over to a different sector. We can see the sectors easily in LittleNavMap actually. If we pull up the sector view, so at the moment, yeah, Los Angeles, what's this one over here? Oakland. So I think we'll switch over to Oakland when we cross this line. Yeah, so it'll be a handover at that point, and then it'll be for arrivals into San Francisco. So that's still Oakland control. It's difficult to see when they're all stacked up like this when they might hand over, because obviously San Francisco has approach control, look, and obviously tower. So at some point on descent, Oakland will hand us over to approach control for San Francisco, and then they'll put us on for tower for finals. But that's going to be a little way away yet, so I'm going to go grab a coffee while we're en route. Is everybody enjoying it so far? Let's go and bring the heading bug round. Can we just press the middle of that to centre it up? Yes, we can. Okay, I'll be back in a few minutes.
CRJ 4 Golf Juliet, expect the Surfer 4 arrival. Descent in about 20 minutes. Just say the word if you'd like to start down earlier.
Request flight level 350. Can I get an IFR for Las Vegas, please? Bungalow 72.
Clearance on request. Stand by.
Clear to Las Vegas with file direct Wi-Fi, then as filed squad 3644 and ident.
I'm back. Have we had any communication from... Okay, LA Center's been in touch then. Brilliant.
Los Angeles Center, Pilatus 4296 Tango at 6,000.
Descent in 20 minutes.
4296 Tango, Los Angeles Center. Roger. Camarillo, altimeter 3000.
So let's go and...
Pilatus 4296 Tango, Los Angeles Center. Descend and maintain 3000, fly heading 060.
So top of descent is about 80 miles out.
Descend and maintain 3000, heading 060, Pilatus 96 Tango.
So we've got our first constraint at NRLI. Should we go and have a look at the Navigraph chart for the start and see what it looks like? So NRLI, yeah, there we go, look. So above 20,000 feet at 280 knots. And then between flight level 190 and 15,000 feet at WWAVs. So that's an interesting one for anybody that's not seen these charts before. Notice any altitudes above the transition altitude, which is 18,000 feet in the US. Should say it up here somewhere. There it is, look, flight level 180. Any altitudes above the transition altitude are shown in flight levels. Any below are in feet. It's just another way of knowing for certain what everybody's talking about. So we go above 8,000, at 6,000, 240 knots at Eddy. And then obviously we're turning in towards the airport at that point. So we hadn't done this earlier, so the approach is we're coming in 28 left. So ILS 28 left, we'll add that in and it will give us the remaining waypoints to line up. I love that that one's called He-Man. I don't know why. It's the era I grew up. He-Man and Skeletor and all that stuff. I had the toys when I was little. I was the first generation that had the toys. I remember them coming out. I would have been 10 years old maybe when Masters of the Universe first arrived. Before the TV show, toys arrived first. Okay, let's have a look at that navigation display. So top of descent is about 70 miles out now in front of us. Should we reduce the range slightly because that's going to get really cluttered, isn't it? So do we get much control over what we see in terms of data? I don't think we do. We've been blown around, aren't we? It's not actually managing to climb any higher by the look of it. Or maybe that's just the weather doing that to us. Yeah, it is. The weather is playing fun and games. So we're doing Mach 0.7 just under. Which in the climb at this sort of altitude isn't too bad. Should we ask for our descent to start? Otherwise we're just going to be fishing around in the thin air up here for no reason whatsoever. So was it LA Center we're talking to? It was in the air, wasn't it? Los Angeles Center, yeah. Los Angeles Center, CRJ November 504 Golf Juliet requesting start of descent as filed down to San Francisco.
Flight level 290, Southwest 510.
CRJ 4 Golf Juliet, descend via Server 4 into San Francisco.
Descending via Server 4 into San Francisco, CRJ 504 Golf Juliet. So, we want to go for the first constraint, on the flight plan. So this is Server 4, and then we got above flight level 200, so we can aim for 200. winding the altitude back out. Okay, so 200, and then we can go speed mode, and we'll take it to 250, which will be Mach 0.8, which is really pushing it, but and I'm going to pull the throttles back. There we go. So we'll let the aeroplane have the benefit of the doubt and see if it can pull its nose up enough to slow itself down. I won't touch the throttles for a while. So throttles are 84% at the moment. Let's pull them back a bit more. So 75% on N2, and let's see what happens. What sort of descent rate will we get? We may not. Okay, let's come back to idle. Just check the throttles. Yeah, they're back to idle. So we'll let it do 260 indicated, so 0.78 Mach. And it's coming down now. That's interesting. Look, it's coming down nearly 6,000 feet a minute, which seems entirely unrealistic. We don't need to be coming down at those sort of speeds. So what we're going to do is go vertical speed mode and wind that back out to about 3,000 feet a minute maybe. And we'll start opening the throttle up. Yeah, there's some funky stuff going on with this. The instrument's just suddenly stuttered. So we don't need to be coming down anything like, because remember we started descending early. So 1,800 feet a minute will bring us down still way early. That's fine.
Cirrus 882 Alpha Bravo, Los Angeles Center, Roger, Van Nuys altimeter 2983.
2983, Cirrus Alpha Bravo.
Cirrus 2 Alpha Bravo, say nature of the problem.
We don't have a problem. I'm repeating the barometer, which is 2983, Cirrus 2 Alpha Bravo.
With flying a bit lower, we at least get to see a nice view of the coastline. Is it Monterey down there? Let's have a look at the map. I can never remember where is where around here. Oh no, it's not. Monterey's much further on. But a similar kind of coast, so you can understand how I mistook them. Yeah, there'd be an airport right there if it was Monterey. And no lagoon. So we don't actually need to be at 20,000 feet because we came down early until way further down. So if we go and look on Navigraph, we're just scooting along here until NRRLI. So we could drop this to 500 feet a minute even. And it will be fine. So let's speed up a bit. Get ourselves downrange before we have to start descending. This is the calm before the storm, I guess. Can we put in approach information into the performance stuff? So VNav, next page, that's climb, cruise, descent, wind speeds. Oh, can we get the wind from the tablet? Get the weather into here, but we can't then push it across. It's got a sim rate button here. What does that do? It seems to be clickable. Maybe there's a hidden function there. Someone was telling me the other day that some of the screws in the cockpit used to be clickable, but I wasn't aware of that. I've always kind of flown airplanes by the book. Yeah, they may be clickable. I don't know what they'll do. It might be auto land or something like that. Or auto throttle. Maybe. I think it's got...
Echo Charlie, contact Oakland Center on 134.375.
I think it's got some hidden
Oakland
features.
Center 134.375, Learjet, 1 Echo Charlie. Center FedEx 442, flight level 260.
FedEx 442, Los Angeles Center, identified.
Should we have dig through the documents that come with it, see if we can find out. So that's if they're in it. So if we go to community and go to what are we looking for? The CRJ. Data, documentation. Now, which book is it going to be in? Quick reference for the aeroplane. Operating manual, part 1 and part 2. Let's look in part 1 first and search for auto throttle. There's 5 mentions of it. This is funny, look, people saying they couldn't figure out how to activate the auto throttle. Yeah, well, yeah, it doesn't have one. Do not let the speed button on the glare sheet fool you. Yeah, it's for controlling ascent and descent. On the throttle you will see several markings. Okay, that explains that, hopefully, unless they put the hidden arm auto throttle, Shift R. So it does have it hidden in the cockpit. Interesting. I'll have a play with that one day. Maybe not in front of everybody though, just to see how it works. So you can see there's our target, there's the descent calculation, so we will be above 20,000 feet. Look, it's just wavering around a little bit. We're coming down 500 feet a minute quite steadily. We are shifting now. The indicated airspeed is increasing because we're descending, the air is getting more dense, therefore it reads as a higher number. So we're not accelerating. What's actually happening there is the airspeed indication is increasing. Because as the air becomes more dense, the airspeed that we are reading gets higher. Because obviously more pressure is hitting the sensor. By the same token, it's easier to slow down at low altitude because the air's thicker. So you come off the power and the plane is hitting thicker air. So, someone's saying that puts the engines into toga. Interesting. I'm sure if you turn on tooltips, it will tell you what all these hidden click spots do, like this one as well. Should we do it? Because we're not on the clock or anything.
CRJ 4 Golf Juliet, contact Oakland Center on 128.7.
Contacting Oakland Center on 128.7, CRJ 504 Golf Juliet. Now, what was the name of the Seraph R4? Oakland Center, CRJ 504 Golf Juliet, descending on the Seraph R4 approach into San Francisco International.
CRJ 4 Golf Juliet, Oakland Center, continue descent via Surfer 4 into San Francisco International, runway 28 left ILS approach.
Continuing descent, 504 Golf Juliet. I think he drank about 4 coffees, hadn't he? Mind you, I spoke very slowly, so he's probably making up time. So we're down to 24,000 and still hurtling towards the floor. I was going to go look, but it's sod's law, isn't it? As soon as you want to go look at anything, ATC starts talking to you. But if we turn on tooltips, obviously we can find it. Let's do it now. We've got a minute or two. So if we go into flight interface and turn on cockpit instrument name tooltips and put them on, it doesn't matter if they're delayed or instant. It doesn't seem to make any difference, to be honest. That's yoke up down. Oh, okay, that's the same as clicking on this. Yeah, it just gets out of the way of the instruments. So this is synchronize flight directors. Engage toga mode. Okay. And that's going to be yoke up down on the co-pilot side. That explains that one to us then. Very good. Are there any other things that have got hidden click spots anywhere? Yeah, because the one on the side of the throttle, that is toga on any quadrant like this. This is very similar to a Boeing quadrant. They probably bought them because the MCDU is similar as well. So, sorry, the FMC I should say. Built by Collins, but I imagine the same, root systems are sold all over the place. It's a shame. I've discovered yesterday during the flight that you can't put custom legs in. It gets the compass directions wrong. So what you should be able to do, for example, say we're leaving...
CRJ 4 Golf Juliet, contact Oakland Center on 128.7.
Contacting Oakland Center 128.7, CRJ 504 Golf Juliet. I thought we did that. Oh, it didn't change frequencies. Oakland Center, CRJ 504 Golf Juliet with you, descending to flight level 200 on the Seraph R4 approach into San Francisco.
CRJ 4 Golf Juliet, speed 280 knots.
280 knots, CRJ 504. So remember, we are in vertical speed mode. So it's up to us to maintain speed, and there's no auto throttle. Okay. Let's go and have a look at the chart. So we're into the star now. So So they want us doing 280 knots. So let's go and put ourselves on speed mode. And you can see the constraints on here now, so let's go and lower the zoom on here. So above flight level 200, 280 knots, above 15,000 feet at the next one. It means at or above. So it's about to capture the altitude for us. So that will hold. So the vertical speed mode has come off already, look, it's gone to altitude hold. It's just closing in on the altitude for us. I'm busy swigging coffee in between coughing and talking to ATC. Got a frog in my throat. Now autopilot's working overtime today, isn't it? It's a little bit turbulent, ain't there? So we need to increase throttle because we've leveled out, look, where we were descending. Just pulling us back to the speed we should be at. Okay, so we're about to come through NRRLI, and then we can go for the next altitude target, which will be 15,000 feet. So with us being in speed mode, yeah, look, speed mode's rubbish, isn't it? Because we're not doing an actual descent at the moment. It's disengaged speed mode. So it's only at the point you start descending that it'll actually be of any use.
Oakland Center, citation. November 224 Tango Mike is with you out of Paso Robles, looking for IFR clearance to San Diego.
I'll grab that clearance. Give me just a minute.
United 2405, heavy speed 280 knots.
I'm in conversations through email at the moment with Say Intentions. I'm trying to find out how their Skynet system works with aircraft injection, if they are injecting them into the sim as AI aircraft. Because if they are, then we'll be able to see them in the likes of LittleNavMap, which shows AI aircraft. So you'll be able to see other players on the map, and they'll be real time, which will be a huge advance over Transmitter that I cobbled together when Flight Sim 2020 first came out. So we can descend now, and So all we need to do is press speed mode and then cut the throttle back. So set the speed to 280. And then somewhere between 10,000 and 15,000 feet. So we're coming down to 18,000 feet now, so you'll see the barometric pressure's just started flashing, look. So we press it again, both sides. Should we find out what it is on the ground? It's saying 1016 here. If we go and look at information for San Francisco, weather 3001 or 1016, yeah, so that's accurate. That's good. That means we've got the correct altitude in relation to the ground. We're about to fly over Monterey, I think. Or we have just done so. Yeah, there it is.
CRJ 4 Golf Juliet, contact NorCal approach on 128.325.
Contacting NorCal approach 128.325. CRJ 504 Golf Juliet. NorCal approach. NorCal approach. CRJ 504 Golf Juliet descending into San Francisco.
CRJ 504 Golf Juliet, NorCal approach. Good afternoon, San Francisco, altimeter 30.00. Expect the ILS runway 28 left approach into San Francisco.
Expecting ILS runway 28 left approach into San Francisco, CRJ 504 Golf Juliet.
CRJ 4 Golf Juliet, speed 280 knots.
Uh, 280 knots, Golf Juliet. Where I was distracted there for a moment. We've dropped the speed.
CRJ 4 Golf Juliet, maintain 280 knots.
Increasing speed to 280 knots, CRJ 504 Golf Juliet. This is really good. Say Intentions didn't used to do this. I am being pulled up for not following the plan accurately. This is a huge advance. It's a subtle one, but it's a really important one. So if they're going to start playing games with managing separation and things like this, this is the first step towards it. Of the controllers reminding aircraft that are not following their instructed speeds and altitudes. So we can come down now to 10,000 feet. So we put speed mode back on again and we drop out of the sky. So we can go over 8,000 feet probably, because by the time we get there, so if I want to moderate our rate of descent, all I need to do is open the throttle and it will push the projected arrival at 8,000 feet further away from us. So we are 280 knots at EPIC, and then we need to drop to 240 knots for Fullet. Shall we look outside? So we should see the San Francisco Bay fairly soon out ahead of us. So if we look on the map, yeah, just got across these hills. Should be fairly straightforward. Famous last words, haha.
Can you repeat the wind, please? Thank you. The wind, please. I'm not requesting the dew point. I'm requesting wind heading and speed. Thank you. Can you provide the wind direction and speed?
Oh dear. We all have to learn. That's one of the great things about environments or technologies like this. It provides everybody the tools to learn. If you are learning in Say Intentions, you can switch off the sharing of your audio so it won't become either heard by others or cached and played back, because Say Intentions plays an interesting game where it saves, if you allow it to, it caches what you have said and plays it back when other people are in the neighbourhood later on to make it sound like the airspace is busier than maybe it is. Okay, we need to drop to 240 knots then. So let's go and pull the speed back to 240. So it raised the nose to do that, so it almost like flew level for a few seconds there. So at Eddie, it wants us at 240 knots, 6,000 feet with no wiggle room there. So should we go and see if we can...
CRJ 4 Golf Juliet, proceed direct He-Man, descend and maintain 3100, altimeter 29.907 until established on the localizer. Cleared for the ILS runway 28 left approach.
Proceed direct He-Man, descend and maintain 3,100 feet until established on localizer for ILS runway 28 left approach, CRJ 504 Golf Juliet. So we want to go straight for 3,100 now. But we need to get 240 knots on the board, that's fine. And we'll increase the speed there because the speed had switched off. I wasn't very quick on the uptake then. So we're aiming to hit 3,100 feet at He-Man. So I'm just putting the power on a little bit to allow that to happen. And we've got a caution. That's because of me not following instructions properly. So I'll take no notice. So we need to go very briefly over to Navigraph, go and look at the ILS 28 left. So we want 109.55, 284 degrees on the course. So course 284, is it going to show us it? No, it's not. But it shouldn't affect the ILS actually. So nav1, 109.55, is that correct? Yes, it's already picked it up then. So have we got that on both sides? Yes, we have. Good. So ILS should be tuned in. That's because we programmed into the FMC. It's tuned the nav radio for us. So So we're broadly on approach, so we're going to hit T-Man at 3100. We're below 10,000 feet now, by the way, so the landing lights can come on. Everything else is looking good. Shall we look outside while we have half a chance? So coming over the south of the San Francisco Bay. International is the other side of that cloud over there somewhere. Oh, we've been flying the big jets for a while recently, haven't we? Maybe we'll go back to, and military jets, maybe we'll go back to some GA pottering about soon. Maybe go and do some bush trips. So, how are we picking up a signal at all? We haven't got radar on, have we? So as soon as we get lined up, here comes the airport. Look, you can see it. We're not too far away now, about 15, 18 miles out maybe. So just bringing it down towards 3,100 feet, 240 knots, and then we'll start getting the speed off, ready for approach. So as soon as we come past Eddy, we can get the speed down. So what I'm going to do is go vertical speed mode down. And use the throttles. So speed mode is off, so we should start bleeding speed. So you can see here flaps for 230 knots is the limit for up to 20 degrees of flaps. So we can start to put the flaps out already. So you can see slats have gone out. So we're getting extra lift basically as we decrease in speed. But that also gives us extra drag. But you can see the limit there, look, 230 knots on the wings. So let's go and change the nav source as well. It's only showing... Oh, we have to roll it. I did this the other day, didn't I? I made the same mistake. Lock 1. There we go. So that's now showing the
CRJ 4 Golf Juliet, contact San Francisco Tower on 120.5.
Contacting San Francisco Tower 120.5 CRJ 504 Golf Juliet. I'll remember the code number one day, won't I? San Francisco Tower, CRJ 504 Golf Juliet on approach, runway 28 left on the ILS. So is it going to turn left if the nav
CRJ 504 Golf Juliet, San Francisco Tower, roger, continue approach, runway 28 left.
Is it going to turn? It's late. That is not great, is it? So maybe I'll take over in a moment. So the glide slope's coming as well. Quite a way to go yet, so don't worry. It's the other side of the bay, isn't it? And this has kept ascending. What is it doing? Okay, I'm turning the autopilot off. I don't trust it. Or maybe it descended because I hadn't got enough power on. Again, getting distracted. Now I have a ton of trim to wind back out.
CRJ 504 Golf Juliet, San Francisco Tower. Winds 285 at 13. Runway 28 left, cleared to land.
Clear to land, runway 28 left, CRJ 504 Golf Juliet. So let's get the gear down. Does it come down? Yeah.
CRJ 4 Golf Juliet, winds 285 at 13. Runway 28 left, cleared to land. Caution bird activity.
Caution bird activity, awesome. So we're pretty much on the glide slope now. Obviously we're off to one side. You can see the runway there. There is an HUD in this aeroplane as well. So if we go and press, let's hope everything works. Yeah, so there's our air tracking.
Sync rate.
So you can see the glide slope.
Sync rate.
Obviously we're off to one side and we're low. I'm just playing with the instrumentation to see how it works. Passengers aren't going to like me much for this, are they? Let's just get it back onto the glide slope and on the centre line. And we're almost in the right place for, there we go, for full flaps. And then pull the throttles back up to stop the deceleration. Pretty much on track. A little bit high. I'm not used to flying with the HUD. I'm used to looking at the instruments. It's very, very foreign. Especially as I don't trust the velocity vector. I don't think it's right.
500. 400. 300. 200. Sync rate.
American 2450, contact departure.
450 departure, American 2450, good day.
30. 20. 10.
Okay, let's have a play with this then. Yeah, the reversers. Did I arm them earlier? I can't remember if I did or not. No.
CRJ 4 Golf Juliet, welcome to San Francisco. Contact ground on 121.8.
There we go, reversers do work then. I was playing around with them the other day. They're a bit weird in that they don't really work properly with the controls. Contacting ground 121.8. CRJ 504 Golf Juliet.
Please remain seated until the aircraft has come to a complete stop.
Ground CRJ 504 Golf Juliet, exiting runway 28 left, requesting taxi to parking.
CRJ 4 Golf Juliet, taxi to B23V via Echo Alpha Mike 1. Have a great day.
Taxi to B23 Victor via Echo Alpha Mike 1. Thank you. Golf Juliet. Sorry, 504 Golf Juliet. B23V Echo and Alpha. Let's go and have a look at the chart then before we go anywhere. There's B. We want the terminal. Let's have a look at the charts. Taxi charts. Parking gates. B23 is down on the corner on the far end. Okay, that's easy enough then, isn't it? So this is the stock version of San Francisco International that comes with the simulator, which is very good. Should we just have a look at this from outside? Just going to turn head tracking off so it doesn't look like a nodding dog as we do this. Let's get the flaps up. So yeah, I forgot to arm the reversers on the way in. But I discovered even if you map the throttles to go into reverse, it doesn't make it happen. I've had to map the button that does reverse on hold, which will then allow us to do it, for example. You see me doing it now. They're not the most powerful reversers in the world, as you can see. They're not stopping me rolling. So we're going down to that end. Ah, 2-3. So we should be able to show this on the map, shouldn't we? Or maybe not that one. Do we have to... Oh, we can't overlay the parking gate map. That's a shame. Maybe we can see the numbers. So 2-3 left, parking gate map. Where's this one, wasn't it? It's the one right on the corner. In fact, 23V is right on the corner. Where that 737 is, isn't it? Was it the other side of it? Oh, that's not a 737, it's an Airbus. I think it's behind that. So we come in round here and then behind him. Let's cut the corner off. Nobody will mind, will they? It's here, look, where the truck is. Never mind the tyre marks across the tarmac, hey? Can I move your truck, mate? Sorry, I'm going to have to just charge straight through him, aren't I? Flight sim and its hilarious ground vehicles. Parking brake on.
Currently not at the gate just yet. I'll have to ask you to sit in your seats and keep the seatbelts fastened until we get to the gate. But once we do get there, I'll have the seatbelt sign off. You'll be free to move out the cabin. Thank you very much.
Okay, so captain's obviously talking to the passengers there, so we can say we'll leave that on for the moment until we got the jet bridge. Can we get the jet bridge? There's the question. So if we go to aircraft and say toggle jet, oh actually put the wheel chocks in place then, put the ground cart in place, then we can kill the engines and request the jetway. Or can we? What's the process for this?
Ladies and gentlemen, the door is open. Please make your way to the exit and please make sure
I
you
haven't
have
given
all
them a
your
seatbelt
personal
off yet.
items and carry-on luggage.
Anyway, external lights off. Taxi lights off. All the other lights off. Whoops. Turn the aircon off. Recirculation off. Eventually. Boost pumps off. What do we need to do? They can come off. The nav radios can come off. The comm radios can go off. The selector can go to standby. The ATC is already on standby. Then just turn the power off, I guess. So to remove the external power first. Remove the ground power cart, turn the batteries off, and we're cold and dark. And we couldn't get the jet bridge, unfortunately. It wasn't listening. So probably the wrong angle, to be honest. So, someone said they saw birds as we were landing. I didn't actually look out for them. That'd be an interesting thing to see in the sim. I'll have to watch a replay of that. And we flattened a truck, unfortunately, but that's his fault for leaving it parked there. No sympathy. Hopefully you enjoyed that. So that was a look really at Los Angeles, but then we tacked a flight onto the end of it just to make it a bit more fun and to fill out the flight. Say Intentions was fantastic today. So they are improving it so much all the time now. So you saw that during the flight. The handoffs between the controllers were really good, and the fact that it chased me up on not maintaining the speed for the flight plan was huge. So it gives you that flexibility, but also they're starting to impose rules and they're starting to watch you, which is absolutely huge. Okay, I'll put a blog post out. So if you weren't aware, I write a blog with every flight I do goes out via email to all of the subscribers for free. So if you just go to visit johnbeckett.substack.com and click the subscribe button that pops up, you'll get a free email every time I do a flight. So if there's anything of interest to you, you can jump into the channel, come see it. Okay. Also, I put lots of other things on the blog as well. So all the procedures are listed here that I've written up. All of the there's lots of articles on here as well now about things like the 707 and the Skyhawk and things like that, you know, going over the history, and it's, yeah, all sorts of things. I did one recently on the Piper family of aeroplanes as well. Where is it? Let me go. I have to go back in time. I've done so many videos recently, it's getting a bit crazy. There we go. The Piper Cherokee family. So all about the history of the company, you know, and the first versions and how they've evolved over the years. So yeah, there's all sorts of articles on the website that I've written up slowly. I'm plugging away at it. As I learn things, I share everything I've learned with the community, which I think is the way to do it. Anyway, hopefully you enjoyed that this evening, and I'll see you all again soon. Take care.